Alright, welcome back to Jafan's Big Cycle Out. Day, night, kind of irrelevant here on the mining station, right? Last time we swept through the mining tunnels using an energy shield in the superheated area. But hey, that energy shield helped us fight the droids afterwards, right? Right. Cleared this out, we blinded the thermal sensors of the droids by turning up the temperature in the tunnels. We leveled up to level 3 and then leveled up to level 4. I made strong cases in my mind for dexterity, constitution, and intelligence. Strength, wisdom, and charisma, just because you make a case for them doesn't exactly mean that it's particularly compelling for me. Dexterity ends up being the most compelling at this time. We'll go ahead and increase that. Skills-wise, what did we use between levels 3 and 4? Demolitions, some awareness, some computer use, maybe a bit of prepare. Maybe like security to open a few things. We definitely did not use persuade. But one of the things I'm going to keep in mind is that Kreia and her companionship is trying to unlock like your brain and all the stuff you blocked and hid away, like your force powers, for whatever particular reason. You know, and constant exposure to her, and as we level up, is not so much learning new things as recovering what you had that you ended up losing, because it's out of practice. And, Jafan certainly has a lot of blockages in his brain. You know, there's a gulf between when he got brained, you know, knocked on the head, like sapped or blackjacked, and now, where apparently he fought in a Mandalorian war, right? And so, you know, you're kind of thinking about what would his role have been as a Jedi Guardian. He's a demolitions expert who kind of relies on other people to point these things out for him. But that's okay, because once he's got the demolitions in hand, he can resolve it. And he knows how to work people. He's pretty good at keeping folks together. Or causing dissonance, really whatever he wants. You know, the Jedi Guardian class is just not the one built for skill points. Gets 1 skill point per level, I get an extra 2 from my intelligence. So these cap out demolitions and persuade as high as I can take them, so next level I can increase demolitions, awareness, and persuade. You know, awareness can slowly be increased. At some point I'll stop putting points into demolitions and persuade, and I won't spread them out to treat injury. But I will spread them out into cross-class skills, which are going to take 2 skill points for me to increase. You know, that's an argument for, say, having 16 intelligence. I could increase 2 cross-class skills, you know? But this is where we're at. Those are our limitations. Let's just increase that and move on, so that I don't agonize any further. Speaking of agony, these powers. Force Aura and Force Valor only last for 20 seconds. Energy resistance... Still hoping Kreia can take care of that for me. Force Body. Stun has a nice effect on a successful fortitude save. Slowing the enemy down. And stunning lasts for 9 seconds, which can be a great way to, like, deter enemies from coming at Jafan. Stun droid? No. Wound? Successful fortitude save results in no effect. Slow? That's what slow does. And it would last for 30 seconds, but if you succeed in your save against slow, there's no effect. Fear? Negates on a save. Shock? Any attack power just takes me away from using my guns. Force Push? That's a nice way to try and keep enemies off of Jafan. But he does have a number of vitality points. You know, ranged combat isn't exactly the best to do in melee combat, but he does have a number of vitality points to make the dreams come true. Throw lightsaber? No. Drain Force? Not exactly a whole lot of enemies this would even apply to. Force Scream? Reduces damage on a successful save. Again, it's a damaging effect. And Mind Trick? No, we don't really sneak. With that in mind, you know, I could make cases for something like Stun, Force Push, and Force Valor, I'm thinking. The physical attributes bonus seems more useful to me than +2 bonus to defense. You know, it gives me something else to cast as well that, does not frustrate all of you viewing. Energy resistance, again, that's just an, boy, I hope Kreia gets this. You know, we're just gonna keep hoping that Kreia gets this. Why don't we be valorous? For a time being. I don't know what side of the Force I'm still going on. Well, I will be going on, rather, so let's just make the damn choice and move off of the screen. There. Hopefully that wasn't too agonizing or painful. Actually play some damn video game, yeah? Baraga's Fuel Depot. Besides, Force Speed for the time being is more for backtracking. Until it actually gives us extra attacks.
It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
Remember the aforementioned protocol droid? Tell me what you're doing here before I turn you into slag.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous Master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
How did you get here from the Harbinger? And how did I?
Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
For a droid, you don't take orders too well. Now tell me what happened.
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
How come I don't remember any of this?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Incapacitated?
Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious.
Maybe you better explain the stupor part.
Placation. Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold.
So I wasn't sealed in the cargo hold. Someone locked me in.
Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
But how did I get from the Harbinger to here?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master.
What was this freighter that the Harbinger had brought on board?
Explanation? I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Bounty?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, that's what he means. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, that's totally what he meant by bounty. Mm-hmm. And the Ebon Hawk came here.
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
How so?
Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi.
How did they find out I was a Jedi?
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
Unpleasantness? What are you talking about?
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
Then what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
So what happened to the rest of the miners, then?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
Sadly enough? What do you mean?
You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Are you responsible for all this?
Defensive answer. Master, I am a protocol droid, not a well-crafted assassination droid of unrivaled sophistication. To have carried out the actions that took place here would have required an unusual set of skills. It is highly unlikely I possess the knowledge of how to reprogram the memory cores of base worker-class droids into killing machines, let alone to terminate the organics at this facility, utilizing only Aerotech 500 series laser mining drills and explosives fashioned from proton missile cores.
Would Jafan say this? keeping in mind how good and skilled he is with dealing with people. But I also think that, you know, right now, you know, he's on top of the world. So what if he thinks the protocol droid is responsible, that he just shoots the protocol droid and that'll be the end of it? Well, I think you are responsible. And maybe the protocol droid did it to protect us, you know? Right? Right, yeah.
Admission. I cannot and will not attempt to change your mind, Master. I would urge you to consider that your KOTOR tank treatments may have caused some disorientation.
I had some more questions for you.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
Have you seen a T3 unit?
Hesitant answer. A T3 utility droid would be a common sight in this facility. It is indeed curious that I have not seen many since my arrival. However, I feel I must inform you that, droid prejudice aside, T3 models exhibit excessive individualism when not routinely memory wiped. This individualism can become such a nuisance that even a droid such as myself is tempted to reduce them to their base components, if not crush them into slag. But enough of my seemingly irrelevant tangent. Where did you leave the droid, Master? That would logically be the best place to look.
The unit was last seen near the hangar.
Answer. Then that would explain why such a T3 unit isn't here, Master. I believe my photoreceptors are functioning adequately enough to verify that.
Then maybe you can answer something else for me.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
I'm looking for a way into the Paragus hangar bay.
Pitying answer. Oh, that is unfortunate, Master. The hangar is sealed behind a containment field. It would be impossible to open it.
Then how did the T3 unit get through it?
Clarifying query. Did the T3 unit go through the door? I regret ignorance of that fact, Master. Although the door could have been opened from the opposite side without much difficulty, a flaw in the emergency lockdown procedure, which the automated systems have most likely corrected.
What about override codes?
Answer. Only the Paragus administration officer would have such codes, Master. If he hasn't already been murdered in an unfortunate accident, then he is trapped in the dormitory section, which has been effectively cut off from the facility by explosives.
If I crawled through mining tunnels to get here, there's likely to be other tunnels.
Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous, and I do not wish to see you damaged.
I only want the codes those miners have, and when I have the code... I don't feel... I don't feel as if either extreme properly fits Jafan here. This is a, you could get light side or dark side points option, and I'm like, I don't... Those miners could be hurt or in danger, we need to make sure they're alright. I mean... Maybe? I only want the codes those miners have, and when I have the codes, I'll dispose of them and leave this rock? I don't think Jafan is committed to killing these people. I mean, if anything, it'll be like a... It'd be cool that they're alright so that Jafan is not blamed for any of this. You know? Never say that he didn't do a bad thing for people, right? Yeah, I just... I don't think he feels compelled to kill them, so...
Warning. Master, continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
Another suggestion like that, and I'll turn you into scrap.
weary resignation. Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
This just keeps getting better and better. Who's got the damn code?
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
What do you mean?
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice-printed, musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
Voice printed?
Explanation. Yes, Master. Many consoles have voice recognition sensors built into their systems so that only selected individuals can unlock them.
But you do know the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code is Maintenance Control Voice Print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
Leave condescending out of your speech conditionals from now on, or else.
Placating answer. Oh, of course, Master. I shall endeavor not to forget such descriptors in the future. If I do, I assure you it is merely a result of memory damage I have suffered since our arrival.
Yeah. Memory damage. So how can I bypass this voice print?
Answer. Master, you cannot. You are trapped here just as I am. There is nothing to do, except patiently wait for whatever the future has in store for us.
I know that's not the end. Would Jafan think it's the end? Useless fucking droid. Which is not useless. I think Jafan is a sly enough and savvy enough individual. Probably gonna work it to see if he can get this droid to slip up in any fashion.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
What are you? What's that body there?
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the pain, and attempts to facilitate communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock.
Did he say anything at the end?
Recitation? Oh, yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in Decibel Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life.
Wait. If you can play back his voice, can't you speak the voice code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
Well, I understand if your limited functionality prevents you from mimicking the maintenance officer's voice accurately.
Irritated objection. Master, there is nothing wrong with my communications functionality. I will prove it. A recitation.
Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5.
There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Can you follow me and say that again?
Alarmed objection. Oh, Master, no. I might inadvertently speak such a command near a console and accidentally unlock something I shouldn't. I was merely speaking such to prove to you that I could. It is a trait I'm quite proud of.
Looks like I'll need to find some way to carry your voice there, or record it, Jafan says out loud.
Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
Never mind then, I'll be going now. Yay, light side points. Yay. Neat. Well, there's not much gameplay involved in talking to the damn protocol droid, but it's enjoyable enough, and it does possess information Jafan doesn't have, so worth doing. Get some credits off of the maintenance officer. It's a pretty fun talk, I feel. Been a long time since I had it, so... Got some components here. There's another broken droid. For even more components, and a convenient workbench, everyone. With a datapad sonic imprint sensor and an actual sonic imprint sensor. With the protocol droid's help, I finished work on the sonic imprint sensors. I've installed them in the mining droids, but I'm locking up the original here to prevent the other miners from using its ability to record and playback voices to override the droid's voice print protocols. How about that? With the sonic imprint sensor, you might be able to record pieces of the maintenance officer's voice from holologs and use them to open the airlock door. Also, that, and we got some information from the HK unit about our recent history. Utilizing this workbench, we could, in theory, upgrade some of our items, like this miner uniform, with this environmental underlay, providing immunity and resistances to various things. Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's assemble it. We could upgrade our vibroblade as well with a basic ionite edge, which provides a bonus versus droids should I need to engage any more of them in melee combat, instead of shooting at them. You know, let's just go ahead and do that. Instead of like sitting on these things, why just not make the choice? Makes it easier for us. Sounds like a plan to me. Good. And we can also use this to create or break down items as well. What could we create? Why, we could create... Could we just fall silent in contemplation? A field survival pistol, a long sword, all these other various things that we could potentially make if we had enough stat to do so. So these things take a number of stats to create. And that's something you could really lose yourself in, and also you can break down stuff that you're holding on to if you're not going to do anything with it for even more components. But our issue is not exactly components right now, so much as it is the lack of skill required to make some of these things. I could make a better environment underlay. Could make some scopes. I could make another gun if I had enough repair. A scout enforcer, alas. But at least I could make a field survival pistol to hold on to as a secondary weapon. Weapon on the offhand, which as a matter of fact, we will. Let's just go ahead and create this. Got these components here, might as well use them, right? Doesn't deal much in the way of damage, but it's balanced, which is neat. So now we got a +4 to hit, and a +2 to hit here. Whereas if I just unequip that, we'll have a +8 to hit. It is hard for me to say that a 1 to 4 damage is worth it, you know? For that drop into hit there. Really hard for me to say that. But you know, I've done it, I used the components, it happened. Now we can look like this. Also, we do have a sonic imprint sensor. Party members can use it to contact you to provide information or warn you of danger. Hi, buddy.
Greeting.
Can you play back the maintenance officer's last words?
Recitation? Oh, yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're...
Addendum.
Wait, if you can play back his voice, can you speak the voice code? Let's go through this again.
Object?
I understand if you're limited functionality. Let's say it again.
Irritated object. A recitation? There.
Yes, I think that's all I'll need.
Confused question.
I'll be going now. I don't care about this protocol droid to ask him about his history or whatever. It's all full of bullshit anyway. And there you go. You were able to trick the HK unit into playing back the code in the maintenance officer's voice. Now you have the code, it should be easy to open the airlock. So now we don't have to piece his voice together. Hey, how's it going? I'm not gonna bother with rapid shot. I would like to switch weapons. Thank you. Oops, I already had it out. Silly Grimith. And now with our Ionite Edge, we should have an easier time about that. At least we can get a little bit of combat in here. Oh, by the way, Vice Commander was kind enough to inform me that, should the bodies evaporate, little loot bags will be left on the ground, which is a detail I had forgotten. Rude. Stop that! He's like, why don't you come over here in melee and make me stop that, buddy? And I'm like, no! Jafan is nothing if not stubborn. And just blows through that entire shield. Screw you. He's like, aw, man, come on. Hi! Well, that's awkward. Mining Droid Mark II. Serpentine! Owie. Got hit for 6. Why don't we go ahead and take a use of the energy shield. Those sweet moves. We'll get this other one now, too. What is the combat log reporting for us for feedback-wise? Combat. Not too bad. And we're only gonna get better at that as time goes on. And then eventually, maybe we'll find a weapon that's worth using the offhand. Although it is balanced at least, so there is that. Come on, Jafan. Thank you. Listen, I'm trying to look around and maybe find a nice, convenient, cool spot to end this video. Actually, that's a great action pose, isn't it? That's a spot to end this video. We got more of this floor to explore, we got some trouble to get into, we got an action pose. Jafan has probably never looked more badass. Probably. I'll see y'all later. Let's make sure I can save the game. Good, I can save it. Happy days.